it's me, Mann, and it's time for another lifestrology class. Well, last week we talked about the sign of Sagittarius, the planet of Jupiter, as well as the ninth house. Now this week we are talking about the sign of Capricorn. We're talking about the planet of Saturn, as well as the 10th house. So let's get into it. The sign of Capricorn, they are known as the goat or the mountain goat. This is their symbol, and their key words are I use. Now, Capricorns are the birth dates between December 22nd and January 19th. Their element is earth, and their duality is feminine. Their quadruplicity is cardinal, and they are ruled by the planet Saturn. Now, the parts of the body that Capricorn is ruled by is the bones, the joints, and knees. Capricorn, they have beautiful, if you know a Capricorn, I have 3 of them in my life. And so you know that Capricorns, they have like a beautiful bone structure. If you look at them, their bone structure is just beautiful. But they are subject to like stiff joints, rheumatism, and other orthopedic problems. Now their polarity is Cancer. Capricorn is the sign governing reputation, career, standing. They're standing in the community. This native also, they seek honor, praise, and approval in the world at large, but they tend to be emotionally reserved in personal relationships. Now, and we'll get into why that is as we begin to look at the planet that rules them. Now, Capricorn acts like a chief executive. They are intent on mastering the universe. Capricorn is always on a quest for intellectual and spiritual heights, counterbalanced by reflection and profound inner searching. They take life very seriously. Not just life, but they take their responsibilities seriously as well. Again, I know 3 Capricorns, and each one of them are the oldest of all of their siblings. And I can't say that every Capricorn that, you know, is out in the universe, that they are actually always the older sibling. But the 3 that I know, they are the older siblings, and they take their responsibility seriously as being the older sibling. Now also Capricorn, their goal is to make something of themselves through serious, cautious, and hard work, like serious cautiousness. And they are hard workers, again, because they are the earth sign. And we talked about the elements in another video, but we know with the earth signs, these are the hard workers. They're also materialistic as well. And being materialistic doesn't have to mean a bad thing. Now, every word that we have that's in life, there is a duality of both. So don't always jump to the conclusion or the assumption that particular words that we've heard all their lives in their negative sense, that there is no duality within it, that there is no good within it, because it is. Okay? So anyway, their goal is to make something of themselves through serious, cautious, hard work. This sign approaches life with a purpose. It's methodical. They do things 1 step at a time. They're not going to take the stairs 2 and 3 steps at a time. They are taking their time, and they're going up 1 step at a time because they know how important every step is. This sign, again, they approach life with a purpose. It's methodical, 1 sure step at a time. This approach actually leads to positions of authority in business, politics, and government. It takes on the mantle of leadership with ease because it believes it was destined to be there. These are the people who mostly know what their destiny is, and that they go for it. Now, not to say that sometimes we don't have Capricorns that are unevolved and haven't really realized their status as being that mountain goat and being able to take those steps up of higher classifications, because we do have that. But what we are really talking about here is the evolved Capricorn, okay? So these are the people who know that they are destined for greatness, basically. Capricorn, they take on the mantle of leadership with ease because they believe they were destined to be there. Capricorn has a fear of not having enough. So this is why they are the way that they are. And since it plans on hanging around for a long time, it not only builds a career, but it makes sure that they are well stocked to ensure that it lives that long life and comfort. Now, Capricorn is known as the long-lived and enduring sign. They have to be. Think about the mountain goats on the side of the mountain. Have you seen those mountains in those little spaces? You wonder how the heck are they standing there? Capricorns, they are the same exact way. They are precise with everything that they do. Again, they are known as the long-lived and enduring sign. Capricorns cannot be easily manipulated or led. They have minds of their own. You can tell a Capricorn because they don't take to being manipulated well. They are resultantly individualistic. They are ruled by Saturn. Capricorns have a heightened sense of value of time, which helps to make them superb organizers and planners. Now, we've heard this before about organizers and planners when we were talking about Virgo. Again, that is one of the traits of the earth sign. Now, in the sign of Capricorn, the quality of patience reaches new heights. I'm telling you, they are patient. One of the hallmarks of the sign is that they learn to wait for things that they want. They are willing to give up today's temptation for tomorrow's reward. Capricorns have an active mind and quickly grasp ideas, and they have an admirable ability to concentrate. You have to be able to concentrate when you're trying to get up that side of the mountain and you're limited on space and time. Now, Capricorn's nature with everything in life, they are cautious and conservative with money. These are the people that later on in life, while we have spent or went through our money, Capricorn is going to have a reserve. Trust and believe it. They're going to have a reserve. They're conservative with their money. Chances are that they will amass wealth in later life. They know how to make sound investments, and Capricorns know that they have the persistence and strength of purpose to reach their goals. When others need a rational head in a crisis, they call on Capricorns. Some friends will stand in line to unload their problems on Capricorn. Although Capricorn is the loner of the zodiac, their very elusive personality can be hypnotically attractive. Again, that's Capricorn. Again, I have 3 people that I have known that are Capricorns, and one of them is my son, and his father are Capricorns, and this is them to a T. Now, Capricorns are ruled by the planet of Saturn. Saturn is the god of the world and time. It represents the energy of structure. This is how we control. Saturn is all about control. It rules Capricorn. The parts of the body are the gallbladder, skin, and bones, which makes sense because it's all about structure. So your skin and your bones hold structure. Saturn teaches you the rules so you'll know when to break them. Saturn is the planet of responsibility and symbolizes the ethic of hard work. Again, the ethic of hard work, earth signs, it represents an earth sign, which Capricorn loves that hard work. They're all about that. Now, it is said that, let's go back here. Saturn is the planet of responsibility and symbolizes the ethic of hard work. Under its influence, a person's character is strengthened through trial and difficulty. It is said that Saturn disciplines us until we can learn how to discipline ourselves. So when you see Saturn in your chart, usually when we are probably up until like our 30s, Saturn is really trying to get us to learn some discipline. You know, it starts out with authority figures when we're younger. We are set up and taught the rules. You have to be in the house before dusk, or you got to be in the house before 10 on weekends, or whatever that may be. It's all about structure. It's all about being disciplined. Now, Saturn's principle of contraction, focus, and responsibility, Saturn has the longest cycle of all the visible planets. For this reason, Saturn is represented as Father Time. Keep that in mind. Saturn and Father Time. And again, patience, Capricorn, because they're being ruled by Father Time, they have to have patience. And these people have a heightened sense of time. Okay? They have a sense of time. They have a heightened sense of that because they are ruled by Saturn. Now, for this reason, Saturn is represented as Father Time, an aged man who marked the natural seasons in our lives. Father Time, in our lives, Saturn's dedication to structure and discipline suits order in business and politics, as well as the physical frames upon which our buildings and our bodies depend. So structure, when we're building actual physical structures, and our body being a structure at the same time, this is what Saturn rules. Again, we go back to the skin and the bones, and also the bones of a building as well. So that's what Saturn rules. Saturn is a teacher that teaches you to focus. It rules structure and limits, the bones that support your body and the skin that holds it all together. It teaches you the principles of self-reliance, responsibility, and discipline, and it pressures you to build a firm foundation upon which to erect your life. Again, we go back to that structure. In order to have to build a great life, or to erect a great life, we have to have structure within our lives. And Saturn is the planet that gives us that structure. We can be all chaotic if you want to, but Saturn is not going to have that. It's got some rules, it's got some limitation, it's got some time. It's going to teach you all those things to have structure within your life. Now, initially, Saturn points out the weaknesses in your life, and that's not a bad thing. We need to know where our underdeveloped strengths are so that we can make them stronger. And that's what Saturn does. It points it out. Say, hey, this is where you're weak at. Let's work on this thing right here. And so it begins to help you to work on that particular area in your life. It also emphasizes all the rules you were taught that originally came from authorities around you when you were growing up. Saturn indicates where problems, restrictions, and barriers are likely in our lives and confront us with the reality of impermanence. In astrology, Saturn is the planet of diligence, self-control, and limitations. Saturn does not give us more than we can handle. We've heard that before. We heard that God does not give us more than we can handle. Yes, the God of the world and time does not give us more than we can handle, does not put more on us than we can bear. Under Saturn's influence, we achieve by overcoming obstacles and hardship. The effort of Saturn itself is the reward for effort, is what builds character. In the end, what we learn under Saturn's influence, we keep for the rest of our lives. These are things that we learn and we carry them with us. Now, Saturn's effect is to delay reward until it's earned. Saturn ain't gonna let you have nothing unless you earned it. So, which means that you will have gone through some time, you've learned some patience, and God knows a lot of us don't have that patience. But Capricorns themselves, they have that patience. They are born with that patience unless there is some other influence that is happening within their chart that influences them, otherwise. Now, again, it does delay rewards until they are earned. It perfects human nature while it bestows an ability to wait. It is the planet of courage, steadfastness, and integrity. Many people shrink from accepting its burdens, but Saturn is not to be feared. Saturn's position in your chart indicates how well you accept responsibility, whether you are self-disciplined, and what delays and oppositions you can expect to encounter. So you want to check to find out where Saturn is in your chart. Now, in Saturn's symbolic form, it is our destiny. It rules fate, the things we cannot escape, and the payment we must make for what we receive. So again, it's not going to give us a reward for anything unless we've earned that reward. Now let's go to the 10th house. So we know that the 10th house is the house of public image, which makes total sense. Okay, And we'll kind of delve into this. The natural sign of the 10th house is Capricorn. It's ruled by Saturn, of course. It symbolizes our public home, the home away from home. Now, the 10th house is the top of the mountain. What does that remind you of? The Capricorn, the goat at the top of the mountain. The 10th house is the top of the mountain, the one we have climbed for many years, our public image. We just don't have a public image overnight. Usually it's something that we actually have to work at. Now, the 10th house again is the top of the mountain, the one we have climbed for many years in order to achieve worldly success. This house indicates the most public part of ourselves. Basically, when you think about that, because of our public image and what it is that we do out into the world, of course, it represents or indicates the most public parts of ourselves. The face we present to the outside world and the status to which we aspire. The 10th house is where we will be seen, where our professional ambition takes us, and where the world judges our effectiveness as a contribution to society. And this house, the public persona, is very obvious. Here we constrict the buildings, control, ruled by Saturn. We construct the buildings that represent and contain the authority of law. They symbolize protection against chaos and anarchy. Remember, Saturn wants organization, it wants control, it does not want anarchy and chaos. So of course in the 10th house, it symbolizes protection against those things. These buildings stands for years as symbols of the achievements of society. Large business, churches, financial institutions, civic and government entities reside here in the 10th house, along with power brokers. These are the people who run them, who run those particular aspects of the 10th house, which is the businesses, the churches, the financial institutions. This is also about authority figures, the president, the monarchs, the boss, the CEO, the tribal elder, the religious leader, the head of the family, the parent that's in charge away from home. All live in this 10th house right here. All of these particular personas live in the 10th house. These are the people who are visible to the public and who are responsible for the continuing success of the enterprise over which they have control. The 10th house rules all matters outside of the home. Your profession, your status in the community, and your public reputation. Again, the house of public image. This is all about your public image. And of course, we know that Capricorn, being an earth sign, which is also about work, they're also, materialistic as well. And again, remember, there is a duality in the term being materialistic or materials. Now, let's see here. This house also, it also has been called the house of ambition, aspiration, and attainment. This house also reveals in what esteem you are held by others. The 10th house reflects your image as shown in power, position, and honors that you may achieve. It is an outward expression of your talents, the way you accept responsibility. Capricorns, responsible people. This house has a great influence on your material success in life. The planets and signs in the 10th house should be taken into consideration in deciding upon a career or wondering how to approach the career that you already have. Now again, when we talk about the houses as well as the planets and the sign, the reason why I'm doing it this way so that you guys can, I can show the the correlation between the three. So it helps you to remember, what house does Capricorn represent? What is the natural sign of the 10th house? Those particular things, and what each sign is ruled by as well. Now again, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, be sure to make sure that you comment in the comment section below. If you are watching this video on YouTube, make sure that you like the video as well as share it all over social media. please do. I have no problems with that. If you are not a subscriber, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and make sure that you also hit the little bell here on the bottom left hand corner, your right, to be notified when new videos are being published. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your comments, your love, you guys liking the videos. I truly appreciate it. Again, make sure that you get your natal chart so that you guys understand that not just because your sun sign is a Capricorn, that you also may have Capricorn in some other area of your chart and some planets that are in that particular house under that sign. So just because your sun sign may not be a Capricorn, you have Capricorn somewhere in your chart. And so the more that you know about Capricorn, you can relate to some of these things because you know that some of these aspects are within you as well. So again, be sure to like, share, and comment this video. Share with your family and your friends and even your enemies. Hopefully you have them, but we all do. Anyway, enjoy your day. Peace out.
I want you to show me how to get to know someone like you, someone like you.